Binance Smart Chain Launchpad. That is what we're covering in today's video. BSCPAD is the ticker symbol. I'll be going through their platform, then the upcoming projects and past projects, as well as at the very end, the actual BSCPAD token over on CoinGeko right around $4 at the time I'm recording this. So this project was actually featured in one of our recent videos on the top 4 altcoin comment requests. And in this video, 2 altcoins really stood out. One was SmartKey, which we made a video on yesterday, and 2 is BSCPAD. One of our watchers, Ahmed, shout out to you, brother. He really recommends this project, and I think it's so interesting, especially when you're comparing all these different launch pads. One of the things before we really touch on, just the basics of this project is if we're looking down here, a lot of these projects, whether you're looking at TrustSwap, whether you're looking at these different launch pads like DDIM or Polkastarter, it's a lottery mechanism. So you still have to have a minimum requirement to get into these projects, but still you have to apply for the lottery. So it's still a chance. But with this, it's very interesting because they have this mechanism built in where it's, okay, if you do this requirement, if you stake 1,000 BSC tokens, which is around, $4,000 currently, if you're just buying in today, and you stake it for 7 days, you get guaranteed allocation. So this is huge. It's not necessarily a lottery approach. It's a guaranteed allocation. And with different levels, it's different things. But that's one thing that right off the bat just kind of stands out if you're going, okay, I get it. You've made a video on TrustSwap. You've made a video on Polkastarter. You've made actually multiple videos on Polkastarter, multiple videos on DDIM, which maybe I can actually link all those down below in the description. You guys can check those out if you're interested in. Those are a lot more decentralized than this. That's one thing you do want to understand. Binance Smart Chain is a bit more centralized. Aspects of it are decentralized, but some people get thrown off because of the decentralization. It's kind of up for you to decide, in my opinion, when you're contrasting. I personally like the Binance ecosystem and CZ. Some people don't. It's all up to you. You have to do your own research into all of these projects in the crypto space. And yeah, so anyways, let's get right into it. The BSC Launchpad is the first decentralized IDO platform for the Binance Smart Chain network. BSCPAD will empower cryptocurrency projects with the ability to distribute tokens and raise liquidity. So just like any of these launch pads, essentially the idea here is you're taking this process in the venture capital space where before a company goes public, in this case before a token is listed on a public exchange like Uniswap or Penguin or SushiSwap or even something like Coinbase, if you're looking at decentralized exchanges versus centralized exchange, you want to have this initial phase where people can get in early and it brings stability to the project. So the project has room to grow, room to kind of develop more of the technology, and it kind of has these funding rounds, if you will. That's kind of what these launch pads are doing. So Polkastarter is doing this, DDIM is doing this, TrustSwap's doing this. They're all kind of aiming at the same thing. They're just going about it in a little bit of different ways. And with this, as I said, so it's essentially empowering projects to raise liquidity and therefore grow, hopefully. So if you believe in these projects, these new ones that are coming on, they're always high risk, high reward, especially if you look at, back to the ICO craze, the initial coin offering craze in like 2017, in 2016. A lot of people got hurt because a lot of these projects promised a lot, but then didn't really deliver. It's easy to make a quick white paper, make your website look fancy, and then not actually deliver on the technology and just promise big things. But the main thing is, how do you actually follow through? And this is why looking at things like the roadmap, listening to people on the team in past interviews, have they actually followed through with what they promised? All these things I talk about in the how to do your own research video. Go check that out if you have not. With all of these altcoins that I talk about, you have to do your own research. You should not be taking this in as investment advice. You should be taking these videos in as informational purposes, only taking it as kind of raw data, forming your own opinion, and then create your own investment thesis. Pick and choose what you want to do, set your own plan, go from there. I have a video on how to do your own research and then also how to pull profits with altcoins to de-risk and then have kind of a moon bag that is just free for you to choose or pull profits from. So it partners with Ferrum Network. We actually recently talked about Ferrum in a daily DeFi episode. So what is Binance Smart Chain Launchpad? This is the first IDO platform for the Binance Smart Chain network that's decentralizing this. Why choose them? BSCPAD has the foundation or has found a solution to incentivize and reward all token holders in a way that is inclusive with a low barrier to entry. So that's pretty huge in my opinion. Like the low barrier to entry part is pulling away a lot of people from things like Polkastarter or TrustSwap, where you do have to have a decent amount of minimum tokens, and it is different for each kind of launch. And things are constantly always changing. That's why you have to stay up to date with it. And I don't necessarily say like it's a one size fits all, like you have to have X amount, because it depends on which level you want to get in at, and it's, again, it changes per launch. So the fundamental flaws of the existing launchpads, so ones that we've mentioned, is that acquiring enough tokens to participate in the ecosystem is prohibitive, and even if you do hold the tokens, you are not guaranteed in allocation spots. That's what I was talking about with the lottery. That's why it's very interesting what they're doing. So again, the projects that I look for are just like businesses that I look to invest in, or if I'm doing a business, I do e-commerce businesses. You have to identify a problem and seek to solve that problem. Ideally, it's a problem that you have gone through yourself. So for example, maybe the people, we'll talk about the team here in a second, maybe the people that started this had used these other launch pads and went, wait a second, more people can get in on this, or maybe they didn't have enough minimum requirement, or maybe they didn't win the lottery system. That's where you're identifying the problem, creating a solution. So that's what I love, whether it's blockchain, really anything in life. Identify the problem, create a solution, be more solution focused than problem focused. Too many people get too caught up in this kind of like negativity on the problem. They go, oh, woe is me, I can't get into this, blah, blah, I'm just going to quit. No. Focus on building a solution, and again, in any aspect of life, not just with this. So, as I said, even if you do hold the tokens, you're not guaranteed an allocation. They are based off the first come, first served basis, where automated bots can fill the whitelist spots in a matter of seconds. BSCPAD is creating a fair, decentralized launch. I love it. I love it. I love it. The hallmark of the Binance Smart Chain Launchpad is a two-round system that makes every tier level guaranteed an allocation. There is no luck, no lotteries, and no bots. Only fair distribution, rewards for all participants. I think that is incredible. So BSCPAD tiered system, this is kind of this round one. So you have bronze, silver, and gold, and then kind of bigger ones down below. But with bronze, you have around 1,000 stake requirements. Like I said, that's about $4,000 if you're buying in now. But I mean, if you've held this for the long run, I mean, it could have been a lot cheaper. Like if you got it at the all-time low, for example. Let's see, what was the all-time low? Yeah, 3 cents. So, I mean, it's pretty affordable then. You're looking at what, $360. So, yeah, staking requirement 7 days is the same for all. Then if you're looking at like whitelist requirement, Twitter, like, comment, retweet, blah, 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 none when you're in gold. Guaranteed allocation in all of these, yes, yes, yes. That's what I love. Pool weights 10 over here, 30 over here, 65 over here. If you want, you can like dig deeper into those. And if you want to see a dedicated video, maybe on like me participating in one of these launch pads where I actually connect my wallet, show you how the process works, let me know in the comments down below. And I'd probably do this gold. Most likely I would not do the platinum, but I would most likely, yeah, I would do this section. So we can see here. So they also have platinum, diamond, and community contributor. Interesting. So then you have the round two. So this is where it's also fascinating, I think, how they built this in. So what will happen to these unsold tokens? So not every individual will fulfill their full allocation. Users will have 23 hours to claim their round one allocation, after which the tiered system will transition to the round two, so the first come, first serve model. All the unsold tokens are moved into another contract where users can purchase the additional allocation from the outstanding supply up to a new maximum. Users can gain access to the FCFS, the first come, first serve round, on the base of that tier list. So if you're in bronze, you can claim the new allocation after 45 minutes, silver 30 minutes, gold 15, platinum can immediately do this. And then there are benefits with holding the token. There are definitely benefits. So every launchpad percentage of the total supply will be airdropped to the BSC holders. That's pretty awesome. So I mean, I really like how they have this set up, guys. So BSC committee for platinum members, I won't dig too into that. If you want me to do like a review on more of the higher tier stuff, let me know. But I think most people watching this are around like gold to silver level, most likely, maybe even bronze if you don't have as much allocation to BSC. Okay, so we will be collecting both data and feedback on the IDO structure in order to optimize the system over time, as well as taking into consideration community feedback and potential decentralized autonomous organization. For team members, Jasper Bune, so he's working on BlockSync, and then Lester he's the actual founder of BSCPAD. So if you're looking at the co-founder and chief operating officer, this is Ian Friend, and then the current projects that are being launched are this blind boxes. So this is to be announced, and then AIOZ. This one is a layer one solution, content delivery network. Okay. Yeah, so those swap rates are to be announced. It's same with these, so like the actual market cap is not announced there, but these are all private access. So if you're in the actual Launchpad in your staking, those minimum requirements, you should be able to access any of those. And then these are projects that are closed. This is the BSC Binance Smart Chain View. This is the Pulse of the Binance Smart Chain Trading. For this one, it was one Binance US dollar for 45.45 BSCV. The cap for this was 275,000, and then this was a private access. This past one this is a very small amount of participants. That's something to take into account when you're looking at the overall Launchpads. Typically, they have a lot higher, but with this, for example, this was 1,576 participants, and that's in the first round. And then you have to remember with the second round, this is when any of these things that aren't claimed, then you're able to purchase them in this round 2. So then you have the actual BSCPAD launch. This one was closed, and this had 1,091 participants. This was, again, private access. The cap was 525,000, and it was one Binance US dollar for 50 Binance for BSCPAD tokens. So if we look here, the actual native token that you'd be staking has the market cap of 34 million. The current price is $4. Trading volume just over 10 million, which is good to see. Anything that's under 10 million is going to be very, very volatile as far as if you're actively trading this. So this is right at around 13 million. 7-day low, 7-day high, $3.55, $5.54 or 44. If we scroll out to the max time frame, yeah, so very interesting. The all-time low over here, again, this is so new, so it's like March 2nd. It was under $1. Yeah, so quite interesting what they're doing here. But let me know what you think about Binance Smart Chain Pad. That's all for this. It's rank 535. But yeah, that market cap of 13 million is incredibly undervalued in my opinion for this. And at $4, it's a steal. So they do differentiate themselves in this way that it's not the lottery approach. It's having anyone who has the minimum requirements is allowed private access to any of these sales of the new projects launching in here. So yeah, that's it for this one.